Hello guys, I'm back again. So, I don't, last time, I'll leave the link to the previous video I had made for this in the description, but last time, I made a tier list for this, and I didn't agree with it, and I read the comments, a lot of you didn't agree with it, so, I'm remaking the tier list. I'll start with, S, A, B, C, D, and F. I removed E tier, because most grading systems and stuff don't have that, and S because I don't know, my friends like it. So, and then I'll have one, and then at the end I'll take one class that I put in S tier to move to best, and one class that I put in F tier to move down to worst. So, here we go. The new and refined tier list that is a lot better. Now, I'm actually going to start off with class lists because I want to move this in the beginning because last time I had artist below class list, which doesn't make sense. So I'm just going to put this in F tier because it sucks. It has no abilities, and if you're on a team with someone using class list, it brings down the whole team because no one can get any items that influence ability charges. So no, it's only okay for solo, and if you're using, but only if you're using it in solo, you're most likely just using it for a challenge, like to get perseverance or something. Anyway, next up we have Airborne. This class, it's pretty nice. Actually, I should probably pull up. I'm pulling up the unofficial randomly generated droids wiki because I am forgetting some of the classes and what they do. Where is it? Airborne. Okay. Alright, so yeah, Cloud 9. I kind of forgot what the ability does because I'm so used to all the 1.6 stuff. So gain strength equal to jump power for 5 seconds. Then if your jump power is equal to or more, less than, oh wait, no, equal to or greater than? Yeah, greater than 90, lose 20 jump. Okay, that kind of sucks. But you also get block. So, I guess Airborne. I'll come back to this. I'll put it like down here. No, I'll come back to that. Alright, next up, Alchemist. So Alchemist can gain a berry every 3 worlds, every 3 worlds. They can gain a random droppable berry every 8 rooms, except in multiplayer, then it's different. And they can spawn a cauldron every 10 rooms. Unless you're in multiplayer, then it's more. I'd say Alchemist should go. I'm gonna put this out there. At the end, I'm gonna look at the list and edit it. So if I see, hey, something's off, I'll go in and change it. So I'm gonna put Alchemist in. Probably. It's nice. It's okay. It's one of the better point classes. I'll put it in C tier for now, but remember, at the end, I'm going to change, I'm going to look back and I'm going to change everything. Next, we have Alpha. So Alpha can gain, so you start the game with the Alpha badge, and your second ability is basically just the Alpha badge as an ability. You can use it pretty often, I think every 5 rooms, and Alpha, you also have like a mini heart container that you can use every 10 rooms, gain 10 max health and heal 10 health. So I'm gonna put this at A tier because it's pretty good. Angelic Builder. So Angelic Builder, it's pretty nice. You can every 10 rooms you'll randomly either get 1 walk speed or 5 jump power. And you start the game with Stamper, which means if you can get Box Cutter, you can start farming circuits every world. So I'm going to put this at probably B tier. But remember, I'm going to look back and edit the list at the end. Oh, and also you may have noticed Elementalist is using the old icon. I couldn't find the new one, so just pretend this is the new icon. Artists. So this was the main controversial one in the last tier list because I put it like below class list. I put this in E tier, I think, and then the other one this in F. So I'm gonna put classless at no, I'm kidding. I'm gonna put it probably at C tier. No, yeah, C tier. Because if you don't like an item, you can just change it into something else. And you can gain items for free every 25 rooms. So I'd say it might actually be a pretty good role for I forgot what the badge name is, but it's the one where you have to beat the game without spending circuits. So C tier. Next up, Assassin. That is an A tier, I think. Yeah, A tier. Because you can kill enemies from far away, because it says the closest enemy. It doesn't matter the distance, as long as they are the closest enemy, you can instantly kill them, and you can deal a bunch of damage to all enemies in the current room. Plus, if you happen to find a Ghost Dagger or Kunai, you deal triple damage with that. So Ghost Daggers and Kunais, instead of dealing 1,000 damage, deal 3,000 damage. Pretty nice. Anyway, next up, Banker. That is an S tier. Because you can get a lot of... Wait. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I had any of the new Game Pass roles in the previous tier list. Whatever. Wait, no, I did. Never mind. Forget that. Yeah, Banker S tier. You can get a lot of circuits. I have played with this role so many times. Well, not so many, but I think like 4 times. But in every single time I played it, once I got to the final shop, I had at least 1,000 circuits. Banker, overpowered. I highly recommend it. Berserker, just like last time, S tier. I'm very good with it. Oh, by the way, another thing, forgot to clarify. This is my opinion and how I would use the roles, and how I would rank them, and my skill level with them. So, Berserker, S tier for me. Because I've done Perseverance with, I think, like 6 classes now? 5 or 6. Maybe more, I'm not sure. But Berserker was the one that I did it with for the first time. It was pretty nice. It took me like 12 attempts, but it was pretty nice. So you lose max health. Basically, your glass cannon, you lose max health, gain strength, and even if you don't want to use the abilities, the passive already is amazing. You start the game with 20 strength. Your copper sword that you start with, it does the exact same slash damage as Silver Slasher in the beginning of the game. Pretty nice. Beta. So this is basically just old Stray, but better. I think. No, old Stray, but slightly worse. And you also start with Beta Badge, but only one Beta can start with Beta Badge in a run. Because it has old Transcendent or old Stray's abilities. So I'm gonna say Beta is gonna go at like B tier. Because you have Beta Badge, which is pretty nice. It's a pretty good thing to start with, because it kills every single thing that wasn't in Alpha. So you can, if you're playing with Beta, and you come across a new enemy that was added in like a new update, and you don't know how to deal with it, and you don't want to deal with it, you can just kill it instantly with Beta Badge, or Beta Strike with the ability. Next up, Blacksmith. This it mainly depends on RNG. So, randomly generated droids. Just like Artist, RNG, you do also start with a pretty good sword in the beginning, Bronze, which I'm pretty sure is just, or not Bronze, okay, I forgot what the sword name was, but I'm pretty sure it does 5/20 lunge, which is pretty good for the beginning. You can insta-kill weak droids with a lunge, and you can also upgrade that sword constantly with gems that you come across every 15 rooms, which is now every 15 rooms no matter how many players there are. And if you don't want to upgrade Bronze, or whatever the sword you start with is, I forgot, you can upgrade other swords. So I'm going to say B tier, because it mostly depends on luck. but even if you don't get good luck, you're pretty good you're pretty OP in the beginning. Blood Mage. No. Just no. Blood Mage sucks. In my opinion. Because now that I think about it, no, Blood Mage isn't that bad. Because I don't really take too much damage. I haven't really played with Blood Mage that often, except really in crown challenges. So I'd say Blood Mage is probably like C tier, because you can get a whole lot of mana, but you also are always low on health, kind of like Berserker. However, you can actually, now that I think I remember, they made this class better because it doesn't take as much damage when you get a new spell. So I'm actually gonna put this at more like at B tier, because if you're in multiplayer Ascension 15, you only take 6 damage when you're getting a new spell, but you also only heal 6 health in special rooms. Unless you have Vitality, then you take more damage and heal more. Yeah, Brawler, S tier. For its price, it is very good at gaining strength, because now you gain a lot more strength, and your passive is a lot better. Instead of activating your healing ability every 3 special rooms, you now activate, or you now just start the game with more strength, kind of like Berserker. So it's very good for getting strength. I'm putting it at S tier because it's cheap. I mean, it's one of the starting classes. You sell it for free, and it's also auto-equipped when you if you're playing for the first time. And you also can get a lot of strength easily, and you have a good healing ability. Pretty good class. Next up, Gold Conjurer. So with this, you can get stat boosts from your ability, and you can also deal some damage to the enemies later on, ice damage. And speaking of ice damage, you also get Cold Chocolate. Side note, if you have a Snowy Strategist on your team, your Cold Chocolate has 6 charges or 6 uses instead of 3. But when are you ever going to come across a Snowy Strategist and a Cold Conjurer playing together? Anyway, so I'm going to put Cold Conjurer for the stat boosts and the damage. Oh wait, what's the passive again? Oh yeah, right, never mind, it's Cold Chocolate. So I'm going to put Cold Conjurer at like A tier. Oh, this class, great. So, this one, Altars, heal you. Cultist, Altars heal you 25 health from when you leave and enter. So, it's good for darkness runs. However, if it's good for darkness runs, or dog. You know what I'm trying to say. It's good for those, but aside from that, oh, and actually, now that I think about it, it also has a really good healing ability. So I'm gonna, depending on when you use your first ability, and kill the friendly droids. So yeah, I'm gonna say this is actually a pretty good class. I'm gonna put it at B tier. DJ, this is going straight to D tier. It can give pretty good temporary stat boosts or temporary buffs, and can good debuffs to enemies. But so I'm actually gonna put this to C tier. But it's not great anymore. Whenever I use DJ, I always would use the ability on the music disc that gave it, because there used to be an ability that gave you a permanent 5 max health every use, which was pretty nice. So yeah, it was pretty good. Elementalist, the old icon, but pretend it's a new one. Elementalist, so you can get mana. You have a pretty good mana gain ability with infusion. You start the game with Burning and Freezing spell. You can freeze and unfreeze lava and water, which also enchants your sword with fire or ice damage. great for trolling your friends or random people. Please don't though. So yeah, Elementalist. I'd say it's like C tier. Actually, I also got another thing. I also got my first win with Elementalist, so I'm gonna put it at C tier. Actually, B tier. Engineer. So you can spawn anti-droids. You can deal a bunch of damage. You also buff all anti-droids that spawn naturally or through your ability, ever, as long as you're alive with your passive. So I'm gonna put it at like C tier. Can I like make a B minus tier? Is that possible? Add a row below. And then this B minus. Alright, cool. B minus. Okay. There. B minus. Yeah. We're gonna make it orange. That, because it's in between. Yeah. B minus. Yep. Engineer gets B minus. Because I want to put it in one of these, but I don't know. B minus. This one. Shoot. What's it called again? Oh yeah, Frozen Fighter. Why did it take so long to figure that out? Anyway. Frozen Fighter. You start the game with a potion of ice resistance, that's pretty good to start with. Ice resistance for 30 rooms. And if there is an icy defender on your team, you get +1 defense. Pretty nice. You can shoot. I gotta look. I gotta check back. I forgot what it does. I haven't played with Frozen Fighter in a while. Where is it? Event. Frozen Fighter. Okay. Potion of Ice Resistance. Yep, 1 defense. Ice Teal. Have all enemy walk speed. Gain 3 strength. For a Cold Snap. Passive. Start the game with Potion of Ice. Yep. Secondary. Heal 10 health if you don't have Ice Resistance. Get Ice Resistance for the current room. Otherwise, activate Cold Snap. Okay, so it's a strength gaining class that can also get Ice Resistance. I'm putting it at B minus, because, yeah. Actually, I'll put it at B. Next up, Gambler, S tier, I think. A tier, A tier. Because you can get stat boost and also stat downgrades. It mainly depends on your luck. Speaking of luck, I'm actually gonna move this up one. Just now that I think about it, it's not bad. Now that there's a B minus roll, or tier. Gambler, you can get most of the time later on. Once you use more wild cards, you'll be able to get a lot more stat boosts than negative stat boosts, which is stats going down. So you can get stats pretty easily later on, and since luck is a shared stat among your team, you can also boost your team by giving them luck. So if one of them has like Dicey Blade, eventually their Dicey Blade is always going to deal the max damage it can, which is 100 lunge and 10 slash. Next up, Gardener. This used to be really good, because every single time, if you're in solo at least, or in multiplayer, I don't know, whatever you want to do, you could get Lotus Seed. Every time, use Potion of Balance before they nerfed it, and it gave you a bunch of stats. It was based, in a lot of ways, it was Gambler, but without the luck. So, but now, it's not great anymore, because it's random seeds. The one ability to gain random seeds, that's still the same. But now, the selected seed, you can only choose from... Sorry. You can only choose from 3 of the 6 seeds in the game. It's still pretty good though. I'm gonna put it at B tier. Guardian. You can absorb damage. Shoot. Forgot. Just to be safe, I'm gonna look it up, because I forgot. I'm gonna leave a link to this website in the description if you want to use it. Anyway, Guardian. Your defense can reduce contact damage to 0. So, basically, if you have 10 defense, you're immune to contact damage. Now, I'm assuming most people aren't going to be able to get 10 defense in a run. So, not great, but pretty good. So, yeah, it really, you're only ever going to have this constantly if you can get 10 defense if you're in a stall run. So, or you just get lucky and find a bunch of rainbow candies and hard hats. Gain 10 defense for 5 seconds, absorb your teammates' damage. Gain 10 defense for 2 seconds, charge forward. Okay, so, right, so this class, you can get defense with your abilities, 4-bit, and you can absorb your teammates' damage, so they basically have a force field, and you can kill a bunch of enemies, basically ram horns. I'll put it at like B minus, because honestly at that point you might as well just give yourself a force field instead of 10 D. You might at that point, why not just get a force field instead of 10 defense? In my opinion, that makes a lot more sense. Anyway, healer, A tier. You can heal your teammates with bandages, and you can increase everyone's vitality with health core. And the more health cores you get, the more vitality you can increase on all of your teammates, including yourself. And you also don't lose max health from using health cores. And you can also get yourself vitality. So then you end up always healing more than your teammates, so you can stay alive longer, and also fight because you heal more. So, yeah, A tier. Icy Defender. Honestly, a lot of the winter roles, they're honestly kind of complicated. So I'm looking up all of them. What's the one? I think it's Icy Defender. Yeah, Icy Defender. Okay. I know a lot of you are probably gonna just comment, "Oh my gosh, you had to look up the roles." It's a lot better than just me, than not remembering and rating them wrong. Because obviously we know how that went last time. Let's see. So, the Icy Defender. Yep. Passive. Stealth game with Freezing Coil. Nice. If a frozen fighter is on your team and you're the only Icy Defender, gain 5 strength. Freeze all party members for 1 second, give all party members force fields for 5 seconds, freeze yourself for 2 seconds, freeze all droids for 5 seconds. Okay. So, you can freeze droids, and you have Freezing Coil. Oh, also, another thing I should know, I have all of these classes, but I don't play with all of them. However, I have played with all of them before. Just, it was kind of a while back. So, Icy Defender, you can gain strength easily. Well, no, wrong class. Shoot. Icy Defender. I am really screwing this up. Icy Defender, you can gain defense. Shoot! No, you don't. Give me like 3 seconds. 3 seconds over. So, you can give yourself a force field, and your team force fields. You also have Freezing Coil, which means you're completely immune to ice damage, and you can walk through water. And you also don't freeze from your abilities. You can also give your entire team force fields, while also freezing them. So, yay. And you can also freeze enemies, so then you can damage them. I'm not doing too well with this video. I'm not going to remake it though, this is the final take. So I'm going to put Icy Defender at like B-. So, Illusionist. I love this class. You can gain invisibility for 5 seconds, and you can spawn a decoy, which also gives you invisibility for 5 seconds. So if you can use the class well, you can use the decoy to move droids where you want them to go. And then while you're invisible from that, you can also deal a bunch of damage to them while they're all stuck on the decoy. And since you're invisible, droids won't be able to detect you, which means you can just go up to, like, you can turn invisible and when a hunter droid's right about to hit you, turn invisible, go behind them and start doing and just kill them. Pretty good. I'm gonna put this at A tier. J. Last video I didn't even have J on here. I completely forgot about it. So I did actually put in the comments where I put it. Anyway, I am going to put J, just like I said in that one pinned comment for the previous video, A tier, because in this, with this, you can get every 25 rooms you have a chance to get a sin item, greed, or what's the other one? Oh yeah, greed and pride, which can give you max health, and you can get a lot of circuits. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's greed, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's greed. Greed and pride. Let me look it up. I forgot. I know pride's on that though. J. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it is those. And 1% chance to get both. So, if you are very lucky, you have a you will get pride and greed. And you can also insta-kill all droids, and if the more droids you instantly kill with your primary ability, the faster you can use the ability again. So I'd say J, A tier. Knight. It's pretty good for getting block. You can get block easily. You can also get block, and you can get strength if you don't take damage much or use block much. So I'm gonna say that Knight goes in S tier. It's pretty good. Actually, no, A tier, because it's good. Monk, just like last time, still I'm putting it at S tier, because Monk can gain defense every world. Someone in the comments said Monk is worse, but I disagree with them respectfully, because obviously everyone has their own opinions. We all should respect that. So anyway, everyone has their own opinions. I still say Monk is better than Knight, because you can get Knight's ability for some reason scales lightly in multiplayer to get block, and Monk it's not their ability, it's a passive. Every world or on world change get block. If you have globe, that's 2 block, and you don't change and you don't go to a different world really. So and if you have warp shell, you can go back, or you can warp backwards without losing max health, and you still get block. You can use compass, which is really just skip or get 1 block with Monk. You don't really get the 20 strength. So yeah, 1 block. Scissors, if you're in multiplayer, you can cut your stats to give them to teammates without actually cutting your stats. You actually just give them stats. Pretty good. Monk S tier. Necromancer. I'm pretty sure they changed this one. I forgot. I forgot. Classes. Then Necromancer. Okay. So Necromancer primary. Kill random droid in the current room. Spawn an undead droid. Yeah. It's mainly the passive. I forgot. If there's a Necromancer, enemy droids have a 1% chance of spawning an undead droid on death. Okay. So basically just this. So you can give droids a modifier. You can give droids every 1 room a negative modifier, which if you didn't know, buffs is a negative modifier, buffs to droid. That's why it's negative, because the droid's on your side. Unless it's an anti-droid, because you can give them to anti-droids too. And I think friendly droids. not sure, but yeah, you can get, so Engineer and Necromancer work pretty well together, because the Necromancer can give the anti-droid a buff. However, there is one small thing, the leaking modifier can still damage you, and it doesn't damage the droids. So if you get leaking on an anti or undead droid, that sucks. But you can also give the, you can also give a modifier to a droid, and then you can turn it into an undead droid, and it'll keep whatever, if it got a stat boost from it, it'll keep the stat boost, and then you can give it another modifier. Just beware of overclocks, because that just sucks. It's sad when you get overclocked with that. So, and also leaking, but mainly overclocked. I'm gonna put this at B tier. Ninja, basic class, cheap. You can get walk speed every 10 rooms, and you can heal equal to your walk speed every 10 rooms. I'm gonna put it at B-, because it's good for getting walk speed. If you can come across Topaz Sword, if you can get Topaz Sword while you're ninja, then you're gonna be doing a lot of damage if you're in a stall run, because Topaz Sword does damage based off your walk speed. So pretty good. Paladin, start the game with 1 defense, start the game with 1 defense, and your defense can reduce projectile damage to 0, and or bullet damage to 0. You can heal teammates and friendly droids and anti-droids and undead droids and other passive droids 50% of their max health, and you can heal your teammates and yourself 25 health. You can also give yourself a 5-second force field. I'm gonna put this at A tier, because it's like a discount healer, because in the beginning Paladin can heal more, and it heals every single teammate, not just giving you bandages that you can give to teammates. So A tier. And if you combine healer and Paladin, then Paladin is going to be healing everyone a lot more, Paladin's going to be healing a lot more and a lot easier, so then everyone doesn't have to come to the healer so they can get the bandages to heal them. So, pretty nice. Pie Baker. In every run that I've played with Pie Baker, which is 1, I only got like 3 pies, and the one weird pie that I got was a chicken leg pie. Just gives everyone a chicken leg. It was in solo. I put it at B-. You don't really get many pies, unless you're in a stall run. But that's like every class is buffed in a stall run. Raider, you get, you no longer start with lockpick, but now you get 3 times the circuits equal to the world number when you enter a vault, and you can, what was it? Oh yeah, now you only have a 9 charge requirement to get the one thing for getting 2 items from a vault. So meaning you can actually get the second item from the vault, or from the first vault, which is nice. So that's not skipped. Sorry, I'm just tired, even though it is 3:31 p.m. 1/14/2024. So I'm gonna put this at I'm putting it at A tier. It's pretty good now, and just like in the description, you get a lot of items if you get a lot of vaults. Ranger, they buffed this. Deadeye, I actually played with this class a lot more since the previous video, and Deadeye is actually a pretty good ability. And I still miss the healing ability, but Deadeye is pretty good. And you can double. So say you get a slingshot, you can use your one ability, the one that doubles the range, the amount of times you can shoot with the ranged weapon. If you double it with the slingshot before using the slingshot, you now have 100. You have 99 shots with the slingshot now. That's pretty good. A tier. Plus Deadeye. If you get Master Blaster, Deadeye. Pretty good. I think it does like it would make it do 500 damage or 400 damage per shot. Reaper. Now, the more people on your team, the more damage Reaper's ability does. If you have a full lobby, you have a high charge requirement to use the Reaper's primary, but you insta-kill every single droid in the room without having to like get it to a certain health and do a bunch of math, which I don't think a lot of you want to do math. So, Reaper, pretty good it's pretty good. You can get max health easily, and you can also heal easily. So, yeah, I put it at A tier, which we now have more. We have 2 rows for A tier. This Relic S tier. I already explained it in the previous video, but I'll explain it again for the people who didn't watch the previous video. You can obliterate every single droid in the first and second world with little to no problems. Well, actually, with no problems at all. Meaning you can get the speedrun vault very easily. And you also get block. Every 20 rooms you also get block and 1 max health. But 1 max health, that sucks. Why? Well, you can only take 1 damage from everything. But you also only have 10 max health at the beginning. And you also can't gain max health through normal means, only through your ability. Really good S tier. This Scavenger. It's mainly luck-based, just like Gambler and some other classes. I'm gonna put Scavenger at like B-. No, not C, B-. So, because, yeah, the stat boost you get, and there's also challenges with with the Advanced Egg, so it isn't really that great. Sentient. This, oh, and also another thing, this can actually debuff. Actually, now that I think about it, Scavenger can also debuff the team, because some of their eggs may increase contact damage for the droids, which means they're getting stat boosts while everyone else is struggling with all of the challenges the Scavenger has brought onto the entire team. Now that I think about it, I'm putting it at D tier. Yes. Anyway, Sentient, like I said, S tier. Permanent hazard immunity. You can get buffs pretty easily. It also removes most of the RNG from the game, besides like the rooms that you get. And so yeah, pretty good. Snowy Strategist. I'd say Snowy Strategist would be probably B tier, because you can give droids ice weakness. You can freeze all of the water and lava in the room, every room, so no more water and lava hazards to deal with. That also completely removes the purpose of getting Candy Sword and whatever that other sword is, Cinnamon, because unless it's just for the damage. Stray, just like last time, S tier. You can get sorry, I thought I heard something. You can get it's mainly RNG based, but you can get not stat boosts. You can activate random abilities from random classes, but you actually get to choose which ability you pick. From 3 randomly selected abilities, you get to choose one of those to use. Sometimes you get unlucky and you get 3 abilities that all basically do nothing to benefit you in the current moment. But sometimes you get other abilities like Relics, which you could time well to completely regenerate the ability to the one ability that Forget that kills the enemy with the lowest health. So you could use Forget, and then you could use Relic's ability to instantly kill another droid and completely replenish all of the charges on Forget. Pretty nice. And technically also kills another enemy. Pretty good. And it also gives you block. I'd say Stray is actually pretty good for Perseverance. Survivor. Quick force field. You can heal. You start with bandages. B. Because why not? you can get a pretty good force. Actually, I'm gonna move this to A, because you can get a force field, 2 seconds, 2-second force field. So good for like taking care of a hunter droid that just spawned. You can use the ability quite often too, and you also have a healing ability, which is pretty good if you're low in health. I am talking very fast. Whatever. But yeah, pretty good. Tactician. Proto Blaster and Radio Blaster. I forgot what each one does, but I know what they can do, but I don't know which ability goes to which blaster. But one of them, you can stun droids or individual droids for 3 seconds, and you can make them aggro exclusively to you, instead of how Magnifying Glass that you used to start with, aggro just increases the aggro distance. Tactician, I'd say now with the buff, B tier. And you can also apply one of 3 randomly chosen modifiers to all droids in the current room. Pretty good. When you come across Wealthy, you're basically just using Banker's ability. Transcendent. So Transcendent, now you are completely immune to all. With Transcendent, you're immune to killing friendly droids, but you no longer start with Wrath's Edge. Sucks. But you're immune to killing friendly droids. You also can warp backwards or forwards worlds pretty easily, but you also can get punished for doing so, like taking a bunch of damage or losing max health. And you can also get random items, which can sometimes give you stat boosts, and sometimes are just completely pointless. I'm gonna put it at B-. Wanderer. So, Wanderer, I know this is controversial, but Wanderer is not that bad. I played with it once, and I actually kind of like playing with it, because I don't really pick up many utilities along my runs, and any consumables I get, most of them are just stat boosts, so I don't need to save them. So yeah, but sometimes when I get like a utility, I'll forget to use the ability to retain to keep it, so it can kind of suck at some points, but it's not that bad. It really isn't. I'm putting it at S tier. Besides, free weapons, pretty cool. I know that's controversial, but yeah, S tier. Witch, Cauldron Trap, not a great ability. Honestly, I'd rather have Alchemist's second ability for Witch's second ability. But you can get berries pretty easily. However, all potions you make, only you can get, which kind of sucks. So I miss the old Witch, but I'm gonna put it at like B. Wizard, basically Elementalist, but you have a worse mana gain ability, but you can gain spells easily. You also start with Arcane Spell, which combined, when you have a Wizard and Elementalist, both of their passives work really well together. One of you can use the Elementalist, Burning and Freezing, and then Wizard can use Arcane to do 1,000 damage to everything in the room. Pretty cool. I'll put it at B tier along with Elementalist. And finally, Airborne. The one class in the beginning that I didn't rank yet. Saved for last. Well, Airborne, it can do... Yeah, it's kind of confusing. I'm gonna put Airborne at like B-. Yeah, B-, B+. Because, yeah, you can get block, but what's the point in gaining jump power if you're just gonna lose it later for block? And a temporary strength buff really doesn't make sense to me. Airborne used to be pretty cool, but now it's not great, or as great. So yeah, B-. Now, here's the part where I redecide where I want to put everything if I don't agree with the list. Banker makes sense. You can get a lot of circuits. Berserker, Glass Cannon, Brawler, pretty cool. Monk, yeah. Makes sense to me. Yep. I think, yeah, Blacksmith is gonna say the same. Blood Mage, I'm actually gonna move this down to B-, because I don't like it very much. Makes sense. Yup. Cool. Nice. Yup. Okay. Yup. Cool. Now, here's the part where we go best and worst. Starting off with worst. Man, I have so many decisions to make. I could put any one of these many classes from F tier into worst. Dang. You know, I could pick this one, but I think I want to pick this one instead. Hard decision from all of these classes, putting it into worst. And best. Now we have quite the decision to make here. Wanderer is not going to best because it's really good for me, but I don't think it's the best. Stray, it's mainly RNG based, just like a lot of the other classes. Sentient, no, not really, because you can get stat boosts, but I want to be able to get other items too. Relic, this is a tough one. I might put Relic up there. Monk, you can get block every world. You can't. It's very good for buffing teammates if you get scissors. Yeah. Brawler, very cheap, but also it's cheap, but good for getting not stat boost, good for getting strength. Berserker, glass cannon, banker. I like money. I'm putting Berserker at best because glass cannon, great for perseverance. If you can get geode, perfect combination if you have geode, at least one geode, or invisibility cape, or both. And this is the final list. Man, this is a list that I actually agree with. Unlike the previous list where it was like, this I actually agree with. I like this list. So why does I feel like there's a lot more classes than there used to be? Or at least on the previous list? Anyway, yeah. Man, I wonder how long this video is. Holy crap, it's somehow longer than the previous one. Okay, well, anyway, if you guys enjoyed, please, actually, nah, I'm not gonna do that. If you guys enjoyed, share the video with a friend. And apparently, YouTube made a feature where if I say a certain word, it's a button down below, it'll glow. So, go, exit full screen. I'm not sure if this is on all devices, but I know it's on computers. Exit full screen, look at the button, the white button that lets you get, like, notifications. See if it glows when I say this. Hit that subscribe button. Did it glow? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Bye.